Good evening and welcome to the Fairview High School 2022 graduation ceremony. Please be seated. We will start with the procession of our graduates into the gymnasium.
Good evening, graduates, families, staff, and community members. I would like to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the 2022 graduating class. My name is Raynon Wirtz, and this is Cohen James. We are grade 11 students at Fairview High School and will be acting as your Masters of Ceremonies this evening. I would like to acknowledge our honorable guests, Adam Murray, Superintendent of the Peace River School Division, Todd Lowen, MLA of the Central Peace Notley, Robin Robertson, Trustee for Ward 6, Shannon Fraser, Principal of Fairview High School, Darren Phelps, Vice Principal of Fairview High School, Saxon Butte, District Principal of the Fairview and Area Learning Store, and Earl Verbicki, Guest Speaker.
We respectfully acknowledge that the land on which we gather on is located within Treaty 8, a traditional meeting ground and home of the ancestral First People, the Cree and Dene, as well as the Métis. We are grateful for the traditional acknowledgement, keepers, and elders who are still with us today, and for those who have gone before us. We recognize the land as an act of reconciliation and gratitude to those whose territory we reside on or are visiting.
Before we begin, there are a couple of housekeeping items we would like to cover. Washrooms are in the main entrance area across from the office. The bus loop is used for drop-off and pick-up of those who may be needing extra assistance. The fire lane must remain open during the ceremony. Please ensure that you are not parked in this area. There is absolutely no consumption of contraband permitted inside the school building, on school grounds, or in the parking lot. Smoking and vaping are not permitted inside the school building. The designated smoking area is outside of the front of the school at the base of the ramp near the conifer tree. There is signage posted. Please use the garbage can and ashtrays provided. In the event of an emergency, we ask that all guests exit from the side doors on the east and west sides of the gym. Please proceed to the track area on the east side of the school gym. Thank you.
We would like to welcome graduate Lauren Bell to sing O Canada. Please rise if you are able.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, our true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Lauren. We now welcome Fairview High School Principal, Mrs. Shannon Fraser, to address the graduating class.
Thanks, Cohen. Hello, good evening. I'm Shannon Fraser, the principal of Fairview High School, and I am delighted to be gathered here with all of you. We weren't sure if we'd be able to return to a normal graduation for this class, but I am confident that I can speak for all of us here at Fairview High School when I say that we are so excited to have you all together to celebrate the accomplishments of the graduating class of 2022. It has been quite a ride these past couple of years. High school can be difficult for many, but your class had the bonus challenge of doing this during a global pandemic and unprecedented times. You've had to adapt to learning in a multitude of ways and living with unpredictability as the new normal. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. You faced adversity and found ways to push through and accomplish so much. I know it felt like it was really tough at times and that life wasn't fair or easy, but you were building aspects of yourself that will serve you well as you head into adulthood. Perseverance and resilience have been developing incrementally as you have completed the hard assignment or studied even through when you were tired for work or woke up early to get to a practice or took that class you knew would be tough but you did it anyways, or you had that hard conversation with someone even though you didn't want to or have the right words to say. All of your steps have led you here. All of your choices have brought you to this culminating moment of your academic journey. You should be proud of all you've accomplished. I can tell you that all of these people, your family, friends, teachers, former teacher and principal now, are beyond proud of you. My hope for each of you is that you dream big. Don't tell yourself you can't do something just because you don't know anyone who's done it before you. That should be the reason why you chase that dream ferociously. As a wall hanging in my office says, and is a daily reminder to myself and students who visit me, the world needs who you were made to be. Don't let anyone tell you that your dreams are too big or too small. Each and every one of you has the capacity to do great things, and on behalf of Fairview High School staff, I want to congratulate you on your achievement and say how incredibly proud we are of you. I can't wait to see where life takes you. Have an amazing time this weekend, make good choices always, and once again, congratulations FHS grad class of 2022.
Thank you, Mrs. Fraser. Please welcome the Superintendent of the Peace River School Division, Mr. Adam Murray, as he shares some words with the graduates.
Well, I'm so happy to be here tonight, and I was so happy to be invited here to help send these young adults off into their futures. And to just riff for a bit, I'm just so happy to be back at a grad, be with so many people, and people I haven't seen in a little while. And actually, just one young lady here, I remember, was one of my first students when I first came here over a decade ago, and she's singing the national anthem at a grad, so it took me back a little bit. So this is special for me. So on behalf of Peace River School Division, thank you for inviting me here tonight to celebrate with you, and congratulations on this momentous occasion, your graduation. I would like to take some time to thank all the educational staff that worked with you throughout the years and supported your journey to get to this point. These special people were part of a strong, solid chain that ensured you received a great education. Your bus drivers that got you to school and then brought you home safely, even in winter blizzards, blowing snow, and freezing cold temperatures. The educational assistants that gave you support and encouragement, and above all, made sure your needs were being met day in and day out. The teachers that throughout all your years in school made sure you received the skills and knowledge to be on this stage tonight. Thank you. The office, or the school office managers, who are here tonight, by the way, that made sure you made it to class on time, and if you ever forgot something at home, they were able to step in and help you get what you needed. The list of people that supported you through your educational journey is long, and some of the people involved were behind the scenes, like our facilities and maintenance teams that ensured your school was a safe place to learn. Your custodians throughout the years that made sure your schools were clean. There were your coaches that put countless hours into practice plans and slept in school classrooms during away tournaments. And there were your principals and vice principals that worked tirelessly to get you to this point here tonight. And your trustees that work really hard with me, which is not easy to do, to make really good decisions that are long-lasting. I know you have already thanked these people, but I would like to take this opportunity to thank them as well. Thank you. Earl Verbicki recently told the staff of FHS during his retirement celebration that it takes a strong chain of dedicated people to teach children, and your educational team is only as strong as your weakest link. He explained to those in attendance that the team he had worked with for so many years in education, from his time in our facilities department to his time in transportation to where he ended his career as a CTS instructor for Fairview High School, he has been proud to be a part of a team, a strong link in a chain of dedicated staff that worked hard to support students. Speaking as a father who recently had his oldest graduate, I am so happy with the team of people involved in her education. She definitely was prepared for life after high school, and all those challenging moments she had in school only prepared her more for adulthood. Now I have some words of wisdom for the graduating class of Fairview High School. It's important to work hard, just like you did in high school, moving forward into adulthood. Remember, your work ethic says a lot about you. You're now going to be a part of a chain that Earl Verbicki talked about. You're going to be a part of a team, and that team will only be as strong as its weakest link. We need you to take your experiences from school and be successful, because that ensures our community and province will experience success in the future. A lot of people ask me if my new position as superintendent is hard or if the workload is manageable, and I always tell them that it hasn't changed. I work just as hard now as I did in my first year of teaching. That means I put in the hours until the job is done. I don't do overnighters in the school anymore, getting lesson plans just perfect, and no school teams are asking me to coach them anymore. But the amount of work and the care I put into that work has not changed. You will receive immense pride in your hard work, and that can never be taken away from you. But here's another piece of advice for you. Working hard at your career needs to be balanced with working hard for your family and your community. Being there for family is important, and you should always make time for that. And working hard and putting in the hours for your community ensures that our community chain is strong. Investing your time, like your parents did before you, in coaching or volunteering on a community board ensures that the strength in the chain that makes our community strong and vibrant. So with that said, I wish you well as you graduate from Fairview High School, and I know you will make us proud with the hard work and effort you put into your future pursuits. Godspeed.
Thank you, Mr. Murray. We would now like to invite Ward 6 trustee for the Fairview area, Ms. Robin Robertson, to bring greetings on behalf of the Board of Trustees.
I have to put it a lot lower. Okay. So good evening, everyone. Good evening, graduates, graduating class of 2022, families and educators that are here. So I'm here on behalf of Peace River School Division Board of Trustees to wish you a congratulations on this very big milestone. So this is your evening, your celebration, so I don't want to take up a lot of your time, and I know I can't share anything different or any new insights that you probably could find on the internet or on TikTok. So I'm just going to tell you a story for you today. It's based on your theme, which is the Starry Night, and when I heard that your theme was the Starry Night, I immediately thought of Vincent van Gogh and his famous painting, The Starry Night. And it's probably one of the most famous paintings of our time, of our lifetime, at least top 5, arguably. And I actually had a chance to see the actual painting in real life. It's actually housed in New York City at the Museum of Modern Art. And many summers ago, my family and I were there, and I convinced my family they had to spend the afternoon at the museum with me. And it was a hard, they didn't really want to go, but they conceded and said they would, as long as we could see all of the other famous paintings like the Picassos or the Monet and Van Gogh. But I didn't know that the Starry Night was housed there. I had no idea. And I actually walked by the painting without even realizing that it was there. Because the big thing about the great grand things of our lifetime like the famous paintings of our lifetime, is we often think that when we hear about them, like Starry Night and the history in the books that it's in, that it's going to be so grand, that it's going to take up all the space, that it's going to be so big. And the Starry Night was grand. It was beautiful. It had its own wall and its own full-time security guard as well, but it actually didn't take up a lot of space. And I was really surprised at actually how small the painting was. And as I stood there and viewed the painting, I thought that one of the amazing things about this painting is not necessarily the painting, but it's the story of the painter himself, of Vincent van Gogh. And if you know anything about Vincent van Gogh, you might know that he was actually a pretty tortured soul. He suffered from mental illness for all of his life. And, you know, his paintings were really, he said he painted what he saw. And he wasn't famous until he passed away. He actually didn't make any money from his paintings, even though the Starry Night is worth well over $100 million today. He never saw a cent of anything that he created. And he actually didn't even start painting until he was 27 years old. And he passed away when he was 37. He took his own life, and within those 10 years, he painted some of the greatest works of art we have ever known today, within that 10-year span. And one of them was the Starry Night. He actually painted it because he said he saw the Starry Night from his bedroom window when he was a patient at a mental asylum. So I'm sorry, I realize as I'm saying this to everyone, this sounds like not a very inspirational, warming graduation speech, but I will get to the point and I'll try and end on something good as well here. So the thing with the Starry Night is beautiful, and it's one of his creations. And it really was beautiful. It's circles and it's layers of paint, but you know, we're honoring you here tonight because you're starting a new chapter in your life. And I know many of you have plans and ideas and excitement and about things that are coming up as well. And maybe some of you don't have plans and ideas. There might be some fear and uncertainty about what is to come. But just so you know, you actually don't have to have it all figured out right now. And you don't have to have it all figured out by the end of August, because I'm pretty certain that almost a lot of people in this auditorium don't have it all figured out right now either. But you also should remember that what you do doesn't always have to be grand. There may be things that we do and create within our lifetime that might not be appreciated right now, if ever. But the one thing to remember is that the things that you have or things that you create don't have to be grand because they're still meaningful. Everything is still meaningful in your everyday. Even if it's a simple act of kindness that you gift upon someone else, it might make an impact for generations to come, but you just might not yet know it. There is meaning in everything that you do. And today here in the gymnasium, as we gather here for you, this is a tradition of graduation to celebrate you because this makes your last 12 years that you put in even more meaningful. So congratulations to the class of 2022 and to the families that are here. I'm excited to celebrate this moment and this weekend with you, and I know you've done a wonderful job, so congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Robertson. We now call upon Central Peace Notley MLA Todd Lowen to provide words to the graduates.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone, and thank you for inviting me to celebrate your accomplishments with you. First, let me express my sincere congratulations to you for coming to this important milestone in your lives. I would also like to thank all those who helped organize this event and put so much hard work into making sure that this day, honoring your achievement, was a special one. I'm sure that this must feel like the conclusion of a long and winding road. Your education took place under circumstances that few have ever experienced. In these challenging times, it was ultimately your focus and dedication that carried you through. I commend you for pushing through and working hard. Never forget that as you were putting your head down and powering through, you were supported by so many. Please don't leave here without thanking your dedicated teachers and support staff. Please remember the volunteers who gave so many hours to your extracurricular development. And looking at the decorations in here, I'm sure there's a lot of hours went into that too. It looks beautiful in here. And of course, the love of your parents and families was essential to guide you and shape you and help carry you to the finish line. Now, as you leave here today, I ask that you use your skills and your passion for community to become the next generation of community leaders. We will need you to help future generations in all the ways that you yourselves were helped. The future will come with challenges as well, and to weather these storms, we are stronger together. I hope that you will stay engaged with democracy and give back to those around you, building strong communities and families. Be brave. Don't be scared to stand out. Keep focused on good things. There's lots of distractions in this world. Keep focused on the good things. Work hard, play hard, and be true to yourselves and others. And remember, you are important to your family, friends, and community. I looked at the quote when I came in the door here. It talked about dreams. Feel free to have those dreams. Feel free to have passion in those dreams and have patience too. I think that was a great quote to have up there to look at. I think of another quote too. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So keep that positive attitude moving forward. I enjoyed Ms. Robertson's talk on the Starry Night painting. And when I thought of the theme Starry Night, I thought of no matter where you go in the world, the stars are there. And no matter where you go in this world, you'll have your education and your memories and your community behind you. So remember that as you go forward. And once again, on behalf of the Legislative Assembly of Alberta, we offer you our congratulations and best wishes. It is an honor to be here with you and share in the pride of your achievement. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lone. The slideshow this year was put together by Megan and Molly Nealand. Thank you for your hard work on this. Please direct your attention to the screen and enjoy.
We now ask Caitlin Thompson to come introduce the guest speaker.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to introduce a man who needs no introduction. He's a favorite teacher for many of us who made school fun. He's very caring and has a heart of gold. He always provided us an ear to listen to with great advice in return. He was always there with open arms, whether you need a piece of gum, to charge your phone, or when you're looking for a place to go when avoiding class. I was gonna make up a joke about carpentry, but couldn't really think of any that would work. Sorry, that was kind of bad. Anyways, can you please give a warm welcome to Mr. Earl Verbicki to the stage?
Sorry, I've been working on the tractor for 160 hours and 10 days. A little blurry, so thank you, Caitlin. Kind words. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, faculty, and graduating class of 2022. It is indeed both an honor and a pleasure to be here with you all. Tonight we celebrate a very important milestone in a young person's life, high school graduation. And what a joy it is that we're finally able to celebrate as a community once again. Past couple of years have been pretty challenging in every aspect of what we once referred to as normal. It's been especially challenging for students working towards graduating high school. This evening we'll be looking at the past, present, and perhaps some advice with wishes for their bright future. So let's step back 6 years, and step back is what the FHS staff had to do when this confident class came into the school. This exuberant bunch walked down the center of the hallway expecting others to give them the right of way. They came in like they owned the place. The rest of us knew they didn't. And it was a bit of a power struggle at first. So it took some time, gentle reminders, and got them to understand that they were not making the payments on this place. Somebody else was, but it wasn't them. I think Principal Fraser is making the payments now, so it must be her school. Just thought I'd let you know. Yes, they were quite a handful. Energetic, enthusiastic, and smart. They're ready to take on anything. I liked them right away. I have to say, as an educator, you don't always click with the class, but this one, I did. Sometimes things wouldn't always go smoothly in other classrooms. They'd come into my class later, giving me their side of the story in case I would hear something later. Then they would say, "You love our class, don't you, Mr. V?" As always, I'd reply, "Yes, but you can't tell anybody else." As the years rolled by, I always looked forward to the class showing up in shop or health. This class missed out on some fun courses like outdoor ed camp out and some parts of industrial arts due to COVID-related shutdowns. I think it bothered me as much as the kids. They're always fun to be with. So that brings us to the present. I'd like to discuss their theme, Starry Night. When I was asked to be guest speaker, I was flattered and said yes without thinking twice. When I was told what the theme was, I smiled and a flood of thoughts came to mind. The theme Starry Night is very complex. It can take a person's train of thought in a number of directions. But the first thing I thought of was Vincent van Gogh himself. Vincent was misunderstood. He struggled with mental health and felt he wasn't accepted among his peers. Yet he put his everything into what he loved. When he looked into the starry night, maybe thoughts of the universe, shadows, and soft light that projects onto the earth. There is beauty in the night sky where some would make their wishes. It was something he thought was worth sharing. For those that viewed his artwork and knew Vincent would find clarity and compassion for others like him. Starry Night was painted in June 1889, and we've come a long way. Out of the shadows and into the light of day. His works of art and some 600 letters to his brother show how diversified an individual can be. He created timeless works of art that are still admired for their brilliance and beauty. Notice the relationship between Vincent's work and the class of 2022. This class has come a long way from grade 7. Some people ask me what I think of this generation. I always reply, we're in good hands. There are some great young minds that just might do things better than what we did. I think all generations have had to deal with misunderstanding and struggles in their everyday lives. This group has had to deal with changes with the new normal, not only weekly, but sometimes daily. You'll never find a stronger generation, more resilient than this one. And I say, good on you. You are more prepared for life challenges than most students before you. Mark Twain had noted, there are 2 days in a person's life that are the most important. The first is the day you were born. The second is the day you find out why. The first day is not too hard to deal with. You may not find the second day right away. And to be honest with you, this class helped me find my second day. I hope each of you can find your second day. I think it's also important that you remember your theme. Sometime look into the starry night and be reminded that you were once someone's wish. You'll realize that you are never truly alone. If you have a struggle, feel you're not being accepted among your peers, or any hard times that you may have in your life, do not suffer in silence. Make the call, text, or tweet. Unlike the time of Vincent, there is help. Earth's own star, the sun, is very much like you, so bright and so needed. Remember that you make the world a better place by just being in it. You are loved. I wish you the very best. Be safe. Bless you, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Verbicki. We will now have each graduate walk the stage and present them with their scroll. Please remember to pause for a photo, and then you will go through the receiving line of special guests. The photo bench at the front, right there, is available for families to come up and take photos as your child receives their scroll.
Graduand Logan Ansley. After graduation, Logan will take some time to decide on his future plans. Graduand Bailey Auger. Bailey's future plans include taking a year off school, then possibly entering a culinary arts program, after which he wants to get his heavy-duty mechanics and operator's tickets. Graduand Novalie Auger. After graduation, Novalee plans to become a cosmetologist. Graduand, Loren Bell. Loren plans on attending Northwestern Polytechnic Grand Prairie in the Bachelor of Science program and hopes to eventually become a large animal veterinarian. Graduand, Quannalee Brown. Quannalee will be taking a year off to work and then decide on her future plans. Graduand, Caitlin Coates. Caitlin plans to take a year off to work, then is thinking about a career in the military. Graduand, Dominic Danaka. After graduation, Dominic plans to enter the workforce until deciding on his future plans. Graduand, Bria Fraser. Bria has been accepted to MacEwan University and will obtain a degree in commerce. Graduand, Talon Fraser. Talon plans to continue working to obtain his welding and pipe fitting journeyman certification. Graduand, Holden Gillette. After graduation, Holden plans to continue building his lawn and snow removal business on his way to being rich. Graduand, Jared Heck. After graduation, Jared plans to help run the family farming operation. Graduand, Amy Hoffman. Amy will be attending Northwestern Polytechnic in the Veterinary Tech program. Graduand, Megan Neeland. Megan has been accepted to Red Deer Polytechnic in the Conservation Science program. Graduand, Molly Neeland. In the fall, Molly will be attending the University of Alberta in the Biological Science program. Graduand, Peyton Lee. After graduation, Peyton plans to continue working until he's ready to travel to Australia to work on a farm. Graduand Janan Lund. After graduation, Janan plans to continue working while deciding on her future plans. Graduand Dylan Martin. After graduation, Dylan plans to take a year off to work, travel, then make a decision on post-secondary schooling. Graduand Marissa Moffat. Marissa has been accepted to the University of Alberta in the field of engineering and hopes to study biomechanics. Graduand Aiden Moss. Aiden plans to take a year off to work, then decide on a trade to pursue. Graduand Natalie Mueller. Natalie's future plans include working and saving money so she can travel with her friends. Graduand Hope Nielsen. Hope recently completed her nail technician course and is currently working at Hair Chic and Boutique. Graduand Sienna O'Reilly. After graduation, Sienna plans to travel and live life to the fullest. Graduand Dalen Palmer. Dalen has been accepted to Mount Royal University in the Bachelor of Science program. Graduand Carly Peters. Carly has been accepted to NAIT in the Business and Management program and hopes to one day own her own small business. Graduand Nora Ponto. After graduation, Nora plans to travel and sample food from all around the world. Then she would like to move to Vancouver Island and attend university in the Bachelor of Arts program. Graduand Tristan Rampton. After graduation, Tristan will plans to pursue a trade. Graduand Barrett Robertson. After graduation, Barrett plans to work for her dad on the farm and then in January wants to travel the world. Graduand Ashley Robinson. After graduation, Ashley plans to attend GPRC in the Educational Assistant Program. Graduand Jesse Robinson. Jesse's future plans include finding an enjoyable and well-paying job and travel the country with friends and her significant other. Graduand Callie Rushton. Callie has been accepted to GPRC in the Bachelor of Education program and hopes to become an elementary teacher. Graduand Eric Schultz. After graduation, Eric's plans include lifting weights, golfing, and getting a job in the patch. Graduand Jesse Schultz. After graduation, Jesse plans to continue working. Graduand Madeline Scott. After graduation, Madeline will take some time to decide on her future plans. Graduand Darius Snizarenko. Darius's future plans include moving to Vancouver to attend golf school in hopes of one day playing in the PGA Golf Tour. Graduand Felix Sobak. Felix plans to take a year off to work, then choose which post-secondary school he will attend. Graduand Aiden Stuckelschwager. Aiden has been accepted to GPRC in the engineering program, but he is still weighing out all his options for his future plans. Graduand Caitlin Thompson. This fall, Caitlin plans to travel through Europe, then choose a career and enter post-secondary. Graduate Tara Watchhorn. Tara's future plans include working and apprenticing as a carpenter. Graduate Sean Warnick. Sean has been accepted to the University of Alberta's engineering program.
Graduates, please stand. Please move your tassel from the left to the right side of your cap. I am pleased to present you the Fairview High School graduating class of 2022. Congratulations. Graduates, please be seated.
This year's valedictorian is a very dedicated young woman. She's worked incredibly hard to demonstrate excellence in her classes over her high school career, and we are very proud of her achievements. Please welcome this year's valedictorian, Molly Nealand.
Good evening, parents and guardians, family, friends, faculty, and of course my graduating class of 2022. Here we are tonight, underneath the stars, quite literally, celebrating the moment we've waited years for, that has come to us in just the blink of an eye, like a shooting star passing by. The last time I read a speech to a crowd like this was for declamation in grade 6, where I talked about the movie Chicken Little, which certainly isn't my topic today. Who could have known almost 6 years ago, when we first started classes at FHS, that we'd ever make it here? It seemed so far away at the time. We've come so far since then. The excitement of graduation has grown, especially in these past few months, and it's finally here. The memories we've created throughout high school have brought us closer together, as we can always look back on these moments with happiness. In a matter of years, many of us grew closer together. Particularly in the past year, many classes have been spent, wasted, our teachers might say, looking back at our best moments throughout high school and looking forward to what the future holds. With that in mind, I think it only makes sense to share some of my favorite memories at Fairview High School with each of you tonight. Way back in grade 7, one of the first things I can recall, and many classmates I'm sure, is when each class performed and recorded their own plays. I bet no one would want those video clips to see the light of day. I certainly wouldn't. On to 8th grade, those of us in a certain class learned, as bonus points of course, the names of our teachers' cats and other fun facts in our review games, which also gave us a one-up in the same class the next year, might I mention. I can still recall a few of those facts to date. Those review games brought us closer together, but for better or for worse, as we always worked together to annihilate the other team. Many of us would, during shop class, sit together in the back room of the shop and visit with each other when we finished our work. I could always look forward to that. In ninth grade, the intense competition created by the aforementioned review games led to some accidents, of course. Many times, not just once. It was abundantly clear from early on and in those games that none of us would ever end up in the NFL. When our grade wasn't making messes such as those, they were made to be cleaning them up, such as the time some of the boys had to mop the roof in the change room because of something they did, of course. That year, our entire class started singing Take Me Home, Country Roads, in one of our classes just for fun, and a teacher happened to walk in and hear our wonderful singing and suggest that we should sing it at the next assembly. Sadly, it never happened, but we all wish it did. When 10th grade rolled around, we enjoyed a few moments of in-person classes until we went online. Online classes meant waking up 5 minutes before entering awkward Google Meets where no one would dare to speak up or turn on their cameras unless firmly prompted. That quickly changed in most classes, as then we had to turn on our cameras, and despite how reluctant we could be, but at least afterwards, we could always discuss our weekend plans amongst each other. After our work was done, of course. Many classes occurred from the comfort of our beds that year. Grade 11 was an interesting year, as we consistently shifted online and back to in-person several times. Even when we went online, the classes were always enjoyable, such as the time one of our teachers got rickrolled, and the many tangents we went off, somehow always related to what we were doing in one way or another, of course. I remember around Christmas time, one of our Google Meets stopped working, and the teacher left. So when they were gone, we decided to turn on a Christmas movie, of course. It didn't last very long, but it was pretty fun. Finally, we reached grade 12, filled with the most memorable of moments. I could list them very extensively, but we'll only go into a few, of course, or else you might have to listen to me for the rest of the night. One of many is learning about the Russian Revolution in Social 30 and jamming out to the song Rasputin. Now whenever I hear that song, I think about that class. We always get first in line for lunch program, since we've waited in enough lines for 6 years. So I think we obviously deserve to be first in line, despite some of our teachers' disbelief that I was leaving class a little too early. Still today, we annoy our math teacher with the term no worries during math and calculus. If you know, you know. Our collective confusion in Math 30 will never be forgotten, but we could always work together to figure out the answers as a team. As I've heard, it was the same in the other class. Shakespeare was not the easiest unit for us in English, but we somehow managed to get past it only with our teacher's guidance. We couldn't have done it without him. We talked about grad during almost every single class, only causing mild annoyance to our teachers when we didn't do our work. And now here we are, grad 2022, a memory we will never forget. All these moments, even the smallest ones, had the greatest power to connect us, as even years from now, we will be able to continue reflecting on these memories, as we have for the past few months. I hope we can always treasure these memories and hold them close to our hearts. The funny thing is that through many of these moments, each of us has made the connections with the most unlikely of people. Over the years, we've allowed ourselves to grow closer together as our collection of memories has become way more vast. As we part ways, I expect that these memories will continue to uplift each of us and keep a connection between us as we move on in our lives and pursue our dreams. We should embrace these memories and the new memories that are to come. Many life lessons have come out of these memories and have allowed us to mature from those apprehensive 7th graders who walked in FHS doors back in 2016. We have definitely matured from then, in some ways more than others, that is. A key lesson in all of these moments is that even if things seem to be going wrong, you should always look for a silver lining in them. In each of these moments, nothing mattered because we were happy and carefree. My hope for the future of this class is that, like in these moments, we will always be able to live without judgment of others and just be ourselves, free of how others view us. So make the best of what you have, even when things aren't going perfectly. And with that being said, I have a quotation from the TV show Stranger Things to share with you. And yeah, sometimes it's painful, sometimes it's sad, sometimes it's surprising, happy. So, you know what? Keep on growing up, kid. Make mistakes, learn from them, and when life hurts you, because it will, remember, the hurt is good. It means you are out of your cave. I think it is important to mention this quote as we move forward in our lives. I would like to leave you with some words by Neil Gaiman, because I hope that when you make mistakes, you can move past them. These words might come back to you and remind you that mistakes allow us to grow, and they shouldn't be altogether considered failures, because they have great value. Because if you are making mistakes, then you are making new things, learning, living, pushing yourself, and changing your world. You're doing things that you've never done before, and more importantly, you're doing something. Neil Gaiman. And here's to the class of 2022 and our futures. Thank you.
Thank you, Molly. We now ask Mrs. Shannon Fraser to come present the Penny Pollock Memorial Scholarship.
Penny Pollock was a very special librarian who devoted 19 years of service to the Peace River School Division. Penny's library was a welcoming place. It embodied her generous spirit, positive attitude, and strong work ethic. She added so much warmth and personality to our Fairview High School community. Penny unfortunately passed away in May 2010, and soon after this, Penny's family set up a scholarship in her name. The recipient of the Penny Pollock Scholarship is a Fairview High School grade 12 graduate, accepted or conditionally accepted into a full-time post-secondary program, who demonstrates a positive attitude, persistence, determination, and a strong work ethic. I am pleased to present the 2022 Penny Pollock Scholarship to Marissa Moffett. That's to hide your name, so you didn't see it. Okay, there we go. Oh, you have to hold it. You can always get one by yourself. Do you want one by yourself? Okay. Good job. Congratulations. Your money comes when you register for school and you get a gift. Yes.
Could Mr. Darren Phelps please come present the Grant Notley Memorial Scholarship?
The Grant Notley Memorial Scholarship was established in memory of Mr. Grant Notley, who served as the member of the Legislative Assembly for the Spirit River Fairview constituency from 1971 to 1984. The scholarships available through this fund are meant to assist deserving students in their pursuit of post-secondary education. The selection of recipients is based on the following criteria: an essay of 500 to 1,000 words, addressing the prompt, "How I hope to contribute to improving the quality of life in Alberta." Academic achievement in social studies and English courses at the 10, 20, and 30 levels, and a statement of the applicant's contribution to and involvement in the community and school life. I am pleased to present the Grant Notley Memorial Scholarship to Molly Neeland.
We now ask Marissa Moffett and Loren Bell to give a dedication to the staff.
Good evening, family, staff, and grads. My name is Lauren Bell.
And I'm Marissa Moffat. Throughout our years, we have had many important influences on our education, most of which are not thanked enough for their contributions to the students of Fairview High School.
Bus drivers made our rides to school special and possible on our northern Alberta roads and made every holiday even more special with the pop on Halloween and candy on Valentine's Day.
Thank you to the EAs for always helping with schoolwork and talking things through with us to help improve our understanding. Your dedication to the students of the school has created a pathway for success and accomplishment for so many students.
Office administrators, we're always there to brighten our mornings with a smile and a nice, unexcused late slip. Thanks for listening to our nonsense excuses. As both of us are a part of Students' Union, we cannot give enough thanks to your contributions for helping us plan and execute our events and spirit days.
The custodial staff have been there to clean up our messes, both big and small, nauseating and revolting. The obscure substances that have been spilt in the hallway that none of us were brave enough to touch. Nothing can compare to the sights you have seen in the depths of this school. You truly cannot be thanked enough for your efforts cleaning every single classroom and hallway.
It is definitely worth mentioning the hard work and commitment put into this school by our wonderful principal and vice principal. Your dedication is the reason for the success of all FHS students. We appreciate all of your hard work and late nights spent improving our school.
And now for the teachers, the troopers who have dealt with us since day one, the ones who took extra time to create fun and entertaining assignments, the ones who stayed behind to help a struggling student. Thank you for putting up with us and our unfiltered comments and stories you just never asked to hear. We appreciate you going above and beyond so we could succeed and reach for the stars.
The hours you've spent marking our assignments and tests, the days you may have just wanted to stay home and relax, but rather came in and dealt with us. We cannot thank you guys enough for the advice for the future and the effort you have made so we can be where we are today.
We could not have asked for better teachers and staff at this school to help guide us to where we are meant to be. There are no words we could possibly come up with to show our gratitude.
But all in all, every class taught, every lesson learned, and every detention served has set us up for life with all the knowledge we will need to grow into the people we are meant to become.
You have truly impacted us all. Thank you.
Thank you, Marissa and Loren. Next, can Bria Fraser and Quannalee Brown come provide the dedication to the families?
Good evening. My name is Bria Fraser.
And I'm Quannalee Brown.
To the parents and guardians of the 2022 graduating class, we would like to thank you for getting us here. We couldn't have done it without your love and support.
Thank you for pushing us to be everything we are. We know you are proud of us. You have shaped us into the people we are today, and we will continue to work to make you proud.
We appreciate everything you've done for us throughout the years. Everything you've sacrificed for us has helped prepare for the future.
As we celebrate our graduation, know that we are celebrating you too. Our accomplishments today can be attributed to you too.
We know it hasn't always been easy to get us to school, but thanks for always driving us, packing our lunches, and helping with homework.
Thank you, Mom, for constantly pushing me to, Thank you, Mom, for always being at my games and always being the loudest one there. And thank you, Dad, for always being there when my vehicle needs fixing and always killing even the tiniest bugs.
Thank you, Mom, for constantly pushing me to be the best I can be in everything I do. And thank you, Dad, for always having the answer to all my questions. I have learned so much from you.
Thank you for getting us ready for our next adventures, but always keeping the door open to come home.
We will never be able to say thank you enough. Thank you, Mom, Dad, and the guardians of the class of 2022.
Thank you, Quanali and Bria. We will now have the graduates participate in the rose ceremony, where they will hand out roses to special individuals in their lives. Graduates, please remember to return to your seat on the stage once you have handed out your roses.
This commencement ceremony would not have been possible without the hard work of our graduates, staff, families, among many others. The graduates would like to give a special thank you to the following people for their hard work and support. Graduation coordinators Miss Benak, Miss Morrow, and Mrs. Amata, who put many hours into making sure the graduation events run smoothly. Megan and Molly Neeland for creating the slideshow. Jardin Lorenz and the Pro Show Entertainment for providing the music and sound, live streaming, and recording the ceremony in tomorrow's Grand March. Miles Campbell and Campbell Dodge Chrysler for donating 1 rose per graduate. Kimberly's Blooms for supplying the roses. Grade 12 parents who organize the parade happening tomorrow after the Grand March. The Town of Fairview and Fairview RCMP Detachment for their support of the parade. Mrs. Hemstock for all of her extra work behind the scenes and looking after the financials. Mrs. Whalen for technical support. Mrs. Dalkey for taking photos at the ceremony and Grand March. Grade 10 students who ushered this evening's ceremony and tomorrow's Grand March. Travis Bocage and Danny Phillips for taking photographs at the family photo booth earlier this week. Fairview High School staff and administration, it is really a team effort to make this happen, and we are so grateful for all of the help and support. Thank you.
That brings us to a close for this evening. Once again, we want to congratulate this year's graduating class on all of their achievements. You are all going to do amazing things in your future, and we can't wait to see where life takes each of you.
Thank you to all of our special guests, everyone who made it out tonight, and those who are tuning in from home. We've appreciated this opportunity to celebrate our FHS graduates and hope that you have a safe and lovely weekend. We hope to see you back tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. for the Grand March with a parade to follow. We will now have our graduates exit the gymnasium before signing off. They will exit out the west gym doors back into the foyer. We then ask our special guests to exit, followed by all others. Graduates, after your family photos, please head to the library to return your gown. You are not permitted to leave school property with it. Have a safe evening, everyone. And once again, congratulations to the Fairview High School class of 2022. Good night.